conclude my tour, I traveled to Gauteng Maboneng to converse with Joanne Stanley, a 30-year-old mom and wife who is a medical profession by day in ultrasonography, and her sister Bernice Slater, a 28-year-old UJ graduate in accounting. She is currently in the last professional exam for her accredited certificate chartered accountancy. Both these queens are the co-founders and co-directors of Slaters Core. Stay with me to meet these phenomenal women. It is day 3, the final day of the tour. I am excited because these are inspirational women. Today, I am in Johannesburg with the Slaters. This is a sister-loving company where they decided, you know what? Our hair has to be taken care of, and they have a wonderful hair product. Today, I am going to have an inspirational conversation with them. They are young, they are different, they are slaying, and they are the Slaters. Please join with me as I'm going to talk to Joanne and Berlin Slaters. Come on with me. I am comfortably set in the Slaters Core. Now the name of their company is Slaters Core, CO if you may put it that way, and the name of their brand is Haircelerate. I am Chefter and your host. Thank you so much for joining me. Now this is impactful. Listen to the story of these ladies because they created their own hair product. I'm amazed, I'm inspired. Welcome to Chefter, the Queen of Talk. Thank you so much for joining me, Joanne and Berlin.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. I love your work. I love your work. I'm humbled, I must say, and very much excited. I cannot wait to share your story with all the audience and just to share this beautiful journey. So, this is your product, Haircelerate. Before we get to it, I would just like us to talk about the transformation of beauty, as we were just having a conversation about it. And we can all agree that beauty is redefined. I do not know if perhaps it's generational,
Yes.
and after how long, but can you just please highlight us there?
Okay, so our take on beauty is you are beautiful without the add-ons, you are beautiful as you are. But obviously sometimes we need a little help here and there. And I would say the foundation of where we had started was our upbringing. So growing up in a colored community, we really faced a lot of struggle in terms of hair. It is a topic of conversation all the time at every family function, at every event. It is it's part of our narrative, and it's a challenging narrative because growing up we were always taught to believe that straight hair is beautiful, a certain, and when I say straight hair, type 1 hair, not there's different types of hair, and that natural hair is not beautiful. So growing up, we struggled a lot with putting chemicals on our hair. We'd always straighten our hair with different relaxers, with Brazilian treatments, put our parents under pressure to do this, because that was the narrative of hair beauty. And we later realized after going through quite a trauma in our lives, our hair was falling out, and we just went through a very bad hair struggle that we basically had to chuck all all the products that we had went through. We were buying product after product, and we had realized this is not working, so we had to do a bit of research, and that's where Bunny comes in, because this was really something you actually founded or went into.
So basically, as Joe said, you're not defined by, we don't believe that you're defined by your hair, but however, you do somehow get confidence when your hair is looking good, and as a woman, I think that's important. So with our story, we both lost hair, and we were researching, and I came across a vitamin, and tried this vitamin and shipped it to South Africa. It wasn't available in South Africa. Shipped it to South Africa after about, I think, 3 months of trying to get it here. And eventually I did try the product, and it worked amazing on my hair. I saw a difference within 2 months of using it. However, I couldn't understand why is such an amazing product not in South Africa, because it worked within 2 months. So that triggered the entrepreneur side to it, so that's where she came in. So I'll never forget, I'm laying on the bed and I say to Joe, I've got this idea. I mean, this product has worked so well on me, and she also had started it. Why don't we try to make it more combined to South African conditions and bring it to South Africa, because so many people are struggling with their hair. And so after research and trying to understand what sorts of combinations will work in South Africa, and obviously making it our own, that's when we
had approached different labs and we had given them our idea. We said, listen, we don't want to copy anybody's brand. We wanted to be our own. So we literally researched every vitamin we could, every nutrient, every herb. And we came up with this formula, which obviously the experts helped us now formulate it. This would work, this, would be the least, we'd stay far away from allergies and things like that. And yes, we came up with Haircelerate that is literally packed with everything that's good for hair and, as a side for skin and for nails.
This then brings me to the million-dollar question, if I may say. Why do we have to grow our hair? I mean, I understand we are born with it,
yes.
But why the fuss?
Yes.
I'm understanding you put so much effort into this hair product, like you say.
Yes.
When your hair fell off, you were affected,
yes.
and you tried many other products.
Yes.
Having to try to research about all this and going through the trouble, like you're saying,
yes.
being tested by many different. Why is it important to grow our hair?
So I would say, speaking from my perspective, from my upbringing, hair has always been my crowning glory. Okay, it's my crown. It's my kick of confidence. When it's looking good. It's part of my beauty. I feel beautiful when my hair is. But it doesn't take away from the woman who feels beautiful with the bald head. It doesn't take away from that. So I know that many women resonate with us in terms of what hair means to them, and so just from that perspective, the low, just how low I felt in my confidence when my hair was broken, when I had patches, when stress had affected me so badly that it affected my hair. I was so shy, I kept covering it up with different bandanas and things like that. So it affected my day-to-day living. It affected how I thought you looking at me the whole time. Conversations that I had, and just being sociable. That's how it had affected us both. And by growing my hair and seeing to it, I actually realized it boosted my confidence.
Self-esteem,
my self-esteem. Yes. When my hair is done, I feel like I'm slaying.
Yes, indeed.
I can conquer the day.
For some reason, I even glow on my face when I have my hair done as well. I fully with you.
And when your hair is just not done, it does something to your confidence. It's like we need to get to that lady that knows how to do my hair, So
that's that.
Yes.
Interesting. You mentioned that it depends on the type of hair. You spoke about Formula 1 hair. What are different hair types? I understand my hair and yours will not be the same, simply because of genetic reasons, I'd like to believe. But even within the same, genes, let me put it that way, we still have different hair types. We have soft, well, from what it feels like. Please elaborate on that.
So, generally, as a general narrative in the hair care industry, we have 4 different hair types, ranging from type 1 to type 4. Type 1 would be your very straight thread. If I can make it more practical, you can think of Chinese women and men. They've got that very icon. You can put a bucket of water over your head and it won't shrink. It'll still stay nice and straight. So it ranges. The type ranges from the type of curl your hair has, from straight to wavy, curly, and coily. So type 1 would be your more straight thread. Type 2 more wavy, one that just has a wave in, and this is in its totally natural form, without thinking, without chemicals, without hair blowers, straighteners, heat. So just the way your hair was intended to be from your mother's womb, And then type 3 would be your more curly hair. Type 4 would be more coily, So that's where the type comes in, and it is vital to know your hair type. Because by knowing your hair type, you know how to treat it, which product to treat it. You know what to stay away from. With that said, it's also very important to know the porosity of your hair. Porosity is just how well your hair absorbs moisture. So just as a practical example, if you're standing in the rain, if the water will sit on top of your hair, or it kind of absorbs quickly, that's how you know the porosity of your hair. But by understanding the porosity, you know which oils to put in, which, you know, what is the best products to moisturize your hair and keep it healthy. So yeah, it's actually what makes us so different and so beautiful is your hair types, you know.
What influences that type of hair?
Genetics, definitely genetics. You are born with your thread, you know. So the more afro hair, that's the more kinky, coiled hair. That would be the type 4 hair. Your curly, big curly girls, those are all type 3s, and yeah, the wavy type hair. But it's genetic. You can't, you can't. There's no other.
How do we take care of it? Like you mentioned, one has to be aware of the hair type. I think you should mention a few tips, but basic, you know, and general ways of taking care of our hair.
Okay, I would say firstly, as one of our products, the vitamin, caring from your hair from the inside out. That's basically what the vitamin does. To make it practical, if you are continuously eating junk food, it's gonna show on the outside, and that's basically.
Can I stop you there?
Yes.
So even the food that we eat, junk food.
Yes, it affects.
Wow.
I mean, if you're not having water, even if, you know, water consumption, those things are important for your hair.
Yes.
So sometimes you are constantly eating, let's say junk food, and your body is lacking certain vitamins that your hair needs from the inside, from the follicle, and that's where the vitamin comes in. As we elaborated on what the vitamin, what contains in the vitamin, that will help your hair grow from the follicle. And then, of course, we have our treatments, which is the intensive shea butter treatment with 6 oils in it, and then also our 5-in-1 oil. I'm not going to elaborate further.
Definitely, we're going to come to this, right? You touched a little into the journey of creating the product, right? What need did you see? As you said, you came across this beautiful vitamin in the US. What need did you see in South Africa?
Well, I think the fact that, I mean, it was personal to me. Before it became a need for South Africans, it was personal to me. My hair was, I had a hair loss problem. I had patches all over my hair. And I needed to restore my hair to its healthy condition. And conversations, I know when we had conversations with our friends and our peers, they then complimented me on my hair and also felt that they had the need as well. So, of course, if I'm having that need and my friends are having the need, it broadens, you know, and that's where we found that we're not the only ones in the struggle of hair loss or damage to hair, and then that's where that was basically.
So does this mean that's your target market? Is that who the product is for?
And for maintenance, well, I mean, you get to a point where your hair, you're happy with your hair, you're happy with the health of your hair, but you can't stop there. It's like if you're jogging and you're like, okay, I've reached my goal weight, I'm happy with it. You can't stop. You gotta make sure you maintain your hair, because maintenance, consistency, maintenance, you've got to be intentional of making sure your hair is in its healthy condition, and that's what we will always promote. You can't just get to a point and just stop. Consistency is important.
I'm excited now because it gets to the part where I have been waiting for. How do you use it? And please do start with presenting this beautiful hair product. Okay, start with this, please.
Okay. If you don't mind, can we start in the order we think is necessary?
Yes.
Okay. So I know we touched a bit on the Haircelerate vitamins. I don't know if you would like to explain how we
So with these, each bottle has 60 capsules in which you are required to take 2 per day. And so morning or night, it doesn't really matter. Results are seen within 60 to 90 days. Some are fortunate to see it within the first month, but within the second to third month, we actually do start seeing results. Yes, that's the vitamin.
Yes. So not only does it really accelerate your baby growth, but it helps with the fullness, the health, the overall health, and a lot of our clients have praised us for the nail growth and what it's doing for their skin because of the collagen it has. And you know, also I just want to mention what makes us different from all other hair, skin and nail vitamins, because I know you can pop to a nearest pharmacy and get hair, skin and nails, and what makes us different is the herbs we've studied and put in, specifically Untitled, which is a nickel herb, and that we haven't found any other brand that has it. It is absolutely us. It's Slaters, and that's what makes us different from everyone. Obviously the combinations of all the other vitamins, but I would think our special ingredient is that, okay? And then our next one, this is also one of our client favorites and one of ours as well, is our sulfate and paraben-free 5-in-1 oil. So, like, what birthed this idea was our shopping for hair oils. When I had swiped that bowl, it really pained me when I got that notification when I had to buy coconut oil, jojoba oil, Jamaican black castor oil, which is not cheap, you know, olive oil, and lastly the argan oil, the Moroccan argan oil. So if you want to go and buy these all separately, and you know they all have, they're just brilliant for hair. I mean, it's a known thing. So we thought, man, why not combine it all? You know, in one amazing product. And what I hit it is, this oil is amazing. It can be used as a pre-poo. So before wash day, you put it in your hair, you leave it overnight. It can be used as a little serum after you do your hair to just keep it healthy. It can be used as a scalp treatment. We've seen it help a lot for dry scalp. So it has multiple, yes, it for protective hair, so when you braid in your hair, it's a perfect oil to put, you know, for, as a protective hair style, buns to knots, buns, you know, all the protective hair styles, it's amazing. So this is also one of my favorites, and on our web page it's actually as Joe's favorite. So I really love this oil. And then
this is beautiful.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Yes.
And lastly,
so shea butter. Do you want
yes,
to say? So the shea butter is basically the 5 oils plus the shea butter and another one, the peppermint oil. So this is also really amazing. It's an intensive treatment. It's also in its most natural state. Helps with softening the hair. This is our go-to product for pre-pooing. So day before wash day, put it on there. You know, we part our hair. We will put it on our scalp, put it through our hair, brush it through, get the product in your hair, and to lock in the moisture, keep it on overnight. You can keep it on for about even 30 minutes under a cap, and it is brilliant for protective hairstyles when you want to use the lock method to lock in moisture. And yeah, it's also one of our favorites. It really is one of our favorites. So this really helps with softening the hair. It's also sulfate free, so it's great for our natural sisters.
and the Duke.
Yes, as South Africans call it.
Yes.
Also known as a satin bonnet or a satin turban. So that's used at night or when you are sleeping. You know that cotton actually damages the hair.
I'm just I'll be amazed. Right?
Yes. So we created a satin turban, which is also very stylish. Yes.
Yeah.
This protects your hair from your split ends, promotes hydration with your hair, because satin promotes hydration. So So this is
So the reasons you should never go to bed without satin on your hair or satin color is because cotton or any other materials causes friction, which brings on split ends, it drains moisture from your hair, and so this is why just also in the hair care industry you should always satin wrap or some sort of satin, you should always sleep with it. So most of the bonnets are these huge big not so appealing as I'm so burning though. I want to look cute even if I'm going to bed, so that's why we made these amazing little turbans. We call it our satin sleeve turbans. They look really cute, and
they also come in different colors.
It's available in black and blue and our colors, our mint and grey.
I'm sure everyone watching is just waiting for the moment you explain to them how do we get this beautiful product.
So that can be done online. So all our products are available online at www.haircelerate.co.za. Alternatively, we are on Facebook and Instagram at Haircelerate, and on WhatsApp, of course. So those are the methods of purchasing.
And email. Anyone can email us, just pop us an email at sales@Haircelerate, and we're very responsive on our WhatsApp line to take orders
and we deliver nationwide.
Oh, nice. You know, we were having a great conversation earlier that you said a hair cell is dead. Please explain. Put it in a proper way. Yeah, what's happening?
A lot of companies sell you the fact that you can grow your hair. A practical example is you should cut your hair to grow it. Cutting your hair is not going to grow it. It will definitely help with health, So if you have lots of split ends, to cut off your split ends so it doesn't split up further. That is what trimming and cutting your hair is for. But the myth about it growing your hair can't. Your hair, once it's grown out, it is dead. When we say it's dead, it has no nerve cells. When you cut your hair, you don't feel pain. It has no blood supply on the actual hair itself. The blood supply is all on your scalp, your follicle. That's where it grows from. So it makes sense to grow your hair from the inside out, So apply products to the follicle, to the
vitamin.
So that's why we say grow your hair from the inside out and treat the hair that is out. So with the oils, you want to treat the hair shaft because when the outer layer of the hair is called the cuticle. That's the cover. So you try to get moisture through this cuticle. That's why we put different oils and products onto the hair to try and get it through that cuticle into the shaft to look after it. So when we say hair is essentially dead, that's what we mean.
So that shaft's here. Amazing. Million dollar question for me. You are young, beautiful, vibrant, and colored. Mixed race, any way that we can put. What are the benefits and challenges in this cosmetic industry?
Sure, they're endless. I think firstly, as we were saying earlier, we were not afforded the opportunity of a trust fund or so on. So starting Haircelerate in Slater was our hard work, sweat and tears. It was our savings. It was a risk that we had to take. It was a jump, a leap of faith. That we said, you know what, we're going to take the risk. And so that's the first challenge that comes with it. The financial hurdle of the testing of the products, the no's, getting an appointment. It's not you so and so's daughter. So no, it's trying to get your name out there that this is what you want, building a brand. So that would be one of the first challenges, I think. Being colored, I think it was mentioned earlier, the fact that just the narrative amongst colored people is so negative when it comes to hair, and the fact that people believe that, type 1 hair, straighter hair is the better type of hair. So just changing that narrative amongst our community. If I can bring it home or make it more personal, Joe, you don't mind me sharing your experience?
Yes.
Okay.
So my husband has a I think a type 2 sort of thread, and so when I felt pregnant, a lot of people I meet to congratulate me and say, "Oh, we really hope." And my mom, she was Indian, and so she had a straighter thread, so a more type 1, and they would say, "You should really hope that your son gets your husband's hair."
So her husband is a type 2 hair?
Yes, so he's, I got the more curlier thread, so genetically he's got a straighter thread than me. He has, less of a curl than I do. And so people, I couldn't believe that that's what their conversation would be with me. Like, you should really hope that he gets your husband's hair when I was pregnant, or or he gets your mom's hair. And, it was something that shook Bernie and I,
Because you're not defined.
You're not defined by your hair. Type 4, type 3 hair is beautiful. My hair is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So that is a conversation we are so passionate about changing, especially for the younger generation, to say you're beautiful the way you are. Embrace it. Embrace your fro, embrace your curls. What makes you unique. It's literally what makes you different, to the poster girl. And so this is one of the, even in our launch, it was a point that we were pushing throughout the launch in our conversations. Like, listen, let's change the way we speak, let's change the way we see beauty, the way we see hair. Let's stop body shaming. Let's whether you love makeup or whether you don't, you are beautiful. Embrace who you are and run with it. We dress modestly, we love it. It doesn't make us any different. This is who I am. Accept it. In our upbringing, the way I raise my son now is I'm also tasked with making sure that our conversations and our narrative is not what we experience. His normal needs to be that natural beauty is beautiful, and that's what his normal needs to be, and that's what we tasked with, So it was very disturbing that I had that over and over from a couple of different people, that they're hoping that my child comes out.
I'm actually shocked that out of all things to think about, hair.
It's
dead. Okay, and the good side, the good story to this beautiful journey. Tell me something good.
There's some, I think what I love about Slater Co. and also just the industry is the growth that comes with it. Not, excuse the pun, but we started off with the vitamin range. 2 years in, we just got approved for our shampoos and conditioners, and it's when you plant a seed, it's got to grow, and that's basically what Haircelerate and Slater Co. is all about. You don't stagnate. We every day, whether it's big, whether it's small, we wanna keep pushing, keep growing, keep inspiring, and that's basically.
Yeah, and one of my favorites, and I think both of our favorites, is we've reached a couple of people regarding our conversation, the narrative we want to change.
Yeah.
On our page, you'll see so many of our colored sisters, our black sisters embracing, absolutely embracing their beauty. Sending us pictures, showing us their natural hair, just rocking it, and we love that. We love that. We inspiring that change, and that was what we intended to do. We really, and we're getting there slowly but surely. We are getting there, and we're gonna make our difference, whether it's at an increment at a time.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being part of this conversation. I hope you learned a lot. I am just so excited. I cannot hide it. I'm amazed. I'm fascinated by this beauty. Thank you so much for being part of this show. Of this trauma over. Thank you for being my guest. I enjoyed every moment.
So
please do get yourself beautiful product and be beautiful Haircelerate it is. Thank you so much, Joanne and Bernie. Thank you. Follow the Facebook page. Follow me, Chefter, the Queen of Talk. Thank you. Goodbye.